Alright, today I'm going to be replacing the fuel lines with Jbtuned's fuel line tuck kit. Just going to give you a little brief video on what I did to get this kit installed. We're going to want to relieve the fuel pressure, so we're going to go ahead and crack that. It's going to spray a little bit, but don't be alarmed. And then we're going to loosen that and get rid of that line. Alright, I got that nut off and I got this line off. This is the previous line I got before. But now we're gonna be taking this off, so that's what I'm gonna do next. All right, channel locks is probably the best way to get this off, but I don't have channel locks, so just make sure you don't strip those threads, and you just unthread this piece real easy like that. Now that we got that out, we're gonna be looking for the fitting we need. And the good thing about Jbtuned's kit, unlike all the other kits I've seen online, it literally comes with every fitting you're gonna need. So the one that goes in the fuel rail is gonna be the one with the washer, and we're just gonna thread that into the fuel rail just like that, and that converts it to -6. So this, just put it right under there. All right, now we're just gonna tighten it down. If you don't have the AN wrenches, you can just use a regular wrench and just line it with like a napkin or a shirt or duct tape or whatever it is that you have, just so you don't scratch these nice black anodized fittings. You got that one all tightened. You're gonna go get your next fitting, which would be a 90, and then from the 90 you're gonna go to the filter. It's gonna look something like that. You got the 90 to the mini filter, and then you're gonna use this provided line. That one goes down there to the hard line, which we'll get to that in a little bit, and this one connects straight to the back of the filter. Get that all buttoned up and we'll tighten it up and we'll move. All right, those are all tightened, tight, and I got the line just running to the back, and now we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the hard line. You probably can't see it on the camera, but that bracket that's holding your fuel lines, we're gonna take that off and unclip the fuel lines from that bracket. The very right one is the return line, and the middle one would be the one that goes to your evap canister, and the one on the very left is your feed line. So that right there is your feed line, and this is your return, and this is the evap one I just got pulled out of the way because I'm gonna eliminate that line completely. So I just went ahead and unbolted that bracket and took that plastic piece out, and now you can really get the pipe cutter in there and cut those lines. Alright, I got the light down there so you can see a little bit better, but we're going to be cutting the return line first, and you're going to need one of these. Never used them, but they're pretty simple. I've seen a few videos. Just clamp it on, tighten it, turn it. Once they get loose, you just tighten a little bit more and keep turning it until the line just kind of just falls apart. So that's what we're going to do to the lines right now. It started to rain like really bad, but we're out here doing it for Dale. But that first one was super easy. You just tighten the crap out of it and just turn it until it starts to get loose, and then you tighten it some more until it just kind of falls off. But that first one's done. That's the return line. We'll go ahead and get these other lines all cut. That way we just come back and put the fittings on and be good to go. All right, so we got the lines cut. The return line was super easy. This is the evap line. I'm gonna do it in a minute, but that's the feed line. It's honestly easier to cut the line somewhere over there with like a pair of pliers and get all of that out of the way. That way you can really pull this line down and get the tool to go all the way around. This one I had no problem getting the tool to go all the way around, but this one, because of firewall and steering column, all this shit right here, it's easier to kind of cut that line. That way it stops holding it back here, and then you can really just take that and pry it over. Not too hard, but just enough to turn that tool around, and now we're good. I'm gonna get this line out of the way, and then I'll put these fittings on. We're almost there. The lines down there, they're two different sizes obviously, so the feed line will get the bigger fitting that just screws right into the AN6 line, and then the return line, if you're running the fitting, it comes just to do push style, but I'm gonna put the fitting on the hard line, and then I'll do push style at the fuel pressure regulator. But yeah, the left line gets the bigger fitting and the right line gets the smaller fitting. All right, this part's kind of crucial. You put the fitting on, over the line, and then it comes with this little brass piece. You'll just put that and slide it on top of the line, and then bring this up like that, and then screw in your AN6 fitting, and it will just squeeze that line and it will prevent no leaks. All right, we'll just screw that piece in, and this line's good. Put the wrench on it and just tighten it, and then this feed line can just go right here. Bam, baby. All right, to tighten that fitting down there, I got a small wrench and an 18, and I'll just put it on top and just snug it down. It doesn't need to be fucking crazy, just snug it down. The feed line all buttoned up. My wife's yelling at me to come inside and take care of the kids, so I'm gonna come back to button up the return line. So far it looks pretty good though. Liking it. Jbtuned. Alright, I'm back, and I just got that fitting over the return line. And you're just gonna put the coupler over, and then the brass fitting, and then you're gonna put the other side of that fitting. Just screw it in. It's one piece, it comes in the bag. So it splits apart. The top piece of it's on the line with the brass fitting, and we're just gonna screw this other piece into it. And then you'll be all tight down there. Now you're just gonna take this fitting, just a male to male, and we're just gonna screw it into that. All right, that fitting's all hooked up, and I went ahead and put the fitting on this side of the hose. So now all I have to do is just screw that piece onto that, and all of this is good to go coming from the hard lines. And then what's left is just connecting the return to the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator, and that should be good and solid. I probably highly recommend getting an aftermarket fuel pressure regulator, only because the nipple's a little bit smaller than the hose provided. But if you get the hose clamp on there tight, it's not gonna leak. But I went ahead and ordered an AEM adjustable fuel pressure regulator that has the AN6 fitting on the bottom, so you can just tie all this in tight. But I'm gonna get that screwed in the bottom there, and we should be good. And that's how it looks. It's kind of hard to tell on the camera. It's kind of hard focusing, but the left one is the feed and the right one is the return. Super easy, man. All right, now we're just gonna take this last fitting, which is a push style with the hose clamp, and we're just gonna attach it to the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator, and we're gonna tighten it all the way tight, and then turn around and check for leaks. It's a little finished product. It looks really good. I gotta clean the inside of my engine bay with the pressure washer, and don't mind the duct tape. About that JDM life. But this Jbtuned fuel line tuck kit comes with everything you need. You don't have to flare any lines or anything. You just cut it. He gives all the fittings needed, and it turned out really nice. Like I said, I'm gonna change out the adjustable fuel pressure. I'm gonna change the fuel pressure regulator out for an adjustable one, just because the fitting hooks up a little bit better. I'll be able to go AN6 straight to the AEM fuel pressure regulator rather than just the push type with the hose clamp. So yeah, it looks really nice. That's it though, super easy.